It's like you had to take some space off my memory chip. Let's go into the book of Joel, going into how our people were led into captivity, and it goes into the various nations. This book of Joel, chapter 3 and 3. It says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?" These are Hamitic nations, so-called Africans. It says, "In all the coasts of Palestine, will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will they return your recompense upon your own head?" The scriptures say it is a righteous thing with the Most High, the recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Alright, who's troubled us? Alright, into selling us into captivity. Alright, although it was prophesied, the Most High still desires an amendment. Alright, an amendment, something to make amends for all the wickedness you did for our people, man. Although our people were deserving, it says, "Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will they return your recompense upon your own head?" So as soon as you have an idea to say, okay, you know what, we're going to make amends, it's going to be according to his terms, man. Alright? The scriptures say that because you led us into captivity, you're going to go into captivity. Alright? You're going to be sold into slavery. You know? It says, "Because you have taken my silver and my gold, I carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians." Who are the Grecians, man? The Grecians are the so-called white men. Alright? The Edomites. Alright? "That you might remove them far from their borders," man. Far from our land, man. Okay? The land of Israel, the land of Jerusalem. It says, "Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them." Is that not going on right now? Alright, this book of Revelation 11. And 8, it says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt." That's America, man. Sodomy, Egypt, which is double straits or binding, which goes into what? Captivity. Alright? Is this not America? Alright? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. It says where our Lord was crucified, man. Where he's X'd out, where the scriptures, man, and the testimony is X'd out. It's of no importance. Or you can be a Christian and be a demon all day long, and the Lord still loves you, man. You could be a gay, you could be a lesbian, you could be a transgender, and the Pope already says that, the Lord loves you the way you are, man. Alright, Yahweh Shai is X'd out. You know? It says, "And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves," which goes into what? Telling us who we are as a people, man. Giving us that rest. Because when you put people in the grave, what do? You say rest in peace. Okay? You got Jakes walking around as zombies, and they don't have that peace of mind, man. Alright? The scriptures say the truth is going to set us free. So therefore, they're still captives in their mind, man. Okay? They're still captives under the guise of America, under the democracy, under religion, under believing that they're actually free when they're not. "And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth," man. The tribes, the northern tribe and the southern tribes, man. Because when we were in the earth, and we were bringing forth the law, statutes, commandments, these nations didn't want to hear it, man. Alright? That's why, Jake, you know, that's why Yahweh Shai said, "Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Also, let not your right hand know what your left hand is doing, man. Or don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, I should say. Because that right hand represents righteousness. Okay? You gotta be incognito. In other words, man. You can't go over and tell people you're an Israelite, and then you can't be eating pork like that, because they're gonna kick you out of their facilities, man. You know. So these nations, they want to hear. The scriptures say, "The words of the wise are heard in quiet." Man, they hate the wisdom of the wisdom of the wise man is despised, man. The poor man is despised, as the book of Ecclesiastes goes into. It's like, yeah, I'm like kind of running short for time. It says this: "And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh," meaning that we're gonna be brought back to life, man. All right, we're gonna be brought back into the tabernacle of David, man, being built back, as the book of I believe that's Obadiah or Amos goes into. It says, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered to them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them that saw them," man. And how they seen us? Through the internet, through live and full in effect, or being on the highways and the hedges as a testimony, or as a sign, as in a wonder, and as a what's the word, man? In the book of Corinthians, man, a spectacle unto the nations and unto men, you know. Let's go into the book of Ezekiel, because this is all prophecy, man. Let me go. Maybe I'll finish up Ezekiel 37. This is Ezekiel chapter 37. And I'll jump around here. It's verse 1. It says, "The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry." Man, that valley represents America. The valley shadow of death, man. Psalms the 23rd chapter, where Jake, you can just get hung on a tree, you get shot by a cop. You can anything can happen out here, man. You can catch strays. Okay, your life hangs in the balance, man. You know. It says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, power, thou knowest. Thou knowest." Again he said unto me, "Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the words of the Lord," man. Ye dry bones, hear the words of the Lord, man. Our people are dry, man. They're cut off from their parts. They don't know what the hell's going on, man. All this COVID-19 stuff, they're wearing a mask, they're bugging out, or they're scared. You know, this truth is our staff, man. Okay? This is what's gonna sustain us, all right, through the Spirit. Verse 5, "Thus saith the Lord unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live." You hear that? "And I will lay sinew upon you, I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am the Lord." Man, we're gonna know Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right, He is, you know. So I prophesied as I was commanded, that's what we're doing, man. We bring our bodies up as a living sacrifice out here, man. In season, out of season. "And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone by bone, bone to bone, bone to his bones." Verse 8, "And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them," man. I mean that they're not fully awoke, man. You need the Spirit. All right. It says this. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus said the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain. You hear that? There's that breath, man. It's spiritual, that they may live. So the breath, the four winds, which, yo, when you consider it, that's the prophets, man. That's the prophets. The scripture said the gospel shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come, man. And also Romans 11 and 13 on that. You know, my scripts. My book of Revelation, man. One of my pages just flew out. Let's see where it ends up. I may be able to get it back. I don't want this up. It says this, and he said unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus said the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe on these slain that they may live. So I prophesied, it was commanded me, and breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet an exceedingly great army. So that's that army, that great army that the Lord's raising up against the wicked, man. To be an avenger, all right, upon these nations, man. You know, going into Micah 5 and 7, I believe. You know, but I'm running short for time, Lord willing. You know, that was edifying. Let me close up, giving all praise to Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Harakakwadash, double honors to my elders at GMS, rule well. Much peace, citation, of all elect. All right, Kwame Yashar Allah, Abad Babal, Shalom.